What up, YouTube? It's Super C's, and today I'm talking about Teofimo Lopez and why I think he is a people's champ. I'm not going to say the people's champ because there's multiple people's champions. You know what I'm saying? There could be multiple people's champions, not just one. So he is a people's champion. This past Saturday, he fought and beat Steve Clagett by a 12-round unanimous decision. It was a clear victory. No funny stuff. No weird judge stuff. Okay, he fought against a guy who had plenty of aggression, plenty of output, and plenty of chin, plenty of heart, and plenty of stamina. Okay, Steve Clagett is that dude. Steve Clagett is that fighter that got a granite chin. He keeps coming, and he's got a lot of stamina, and he's got a lot of heart. His offensive abilities are limited. Okay, doesn't really have a lot of power. Doesn't really have a lot of speed, but he's got good timing with his jab. I thought his jab was good. He landed 80 jabs, but as far as being on Teofimo Lopez's level, it's fair to say he's not on his level. But that doesn't mean he didn't make it a hard fight. Just because you're not on somebody's level doesn't mean you can't make it a hard fight. If you like action-packed fights, if you like non-stop action, if you like two fighters going back to back to back, this was the fight for you, okay? This fight was non-stop action from the word go. I think most casual boxing fans want to see two people going at it, okay? Me personally, that's not my style, but not everybody has to love the sport for the same reason. Regardless of Steve Clagett's level, he was able to push Teofimo Lopez, okay? Teofimo Lopez had his highest punch output ever recorded, and he threw 100 punches in one round. Like I said before, if you appreciate action-packed fight, this was a fight for you. If you here to talk shit and you don't like Teofimo Lopez, I'm all for it, okay? This is the place where to talk. I'm gonna disagree with you, but this is the place to talk. If you want to just talk shit about him, if you don't like him, come down in the comments and tell me why. I appreciate the love, the hate, and everything in between. Only one judge had Teofimo losing one round in this fight, if I'm not mistaken. In my opinion, Teofimo Lopez wants to fight this kind of fight with a top fighter. He wants to have this kind of fight with a Gervonta Davis, with a Shakur Stevenson, with a Pitbull Cruz. Okay, he kind of gave us that fight with Josh Taylor. He wants to have the fights that the fans want to see. I genuinely believe that. And he's been saying this for a while in his interviews. Yeah, every fighter says they want to give the fans the fight they want to see, but I truly believe him. After watching this fight, Teofimo Lopez generally wants to go toe-to-toe with people. Okay? When I say toe-to-toe, I don't mean just get hit and hit back. I don't mean just brawling. Mid-range, close-distance boxing. Okay? He's still boxing. I'm not saying he's saying to sit there and get hit. He's sitting there counter-punching. He's not afraid to get hit. But it's a fight that the fans want to see. Okay, I appreciate all the skill that Money Mayweather brings to the table. But I can definitely understand why people say he's boring. Teofimo Lopez is not boring, though. Teofimo Lopez is not afraid to lose. He's not afraid to get hit. He's a people's champion. A guy who's not going to just stay on the outside and box to a victory. I can appreciate that, but most people don't like that. Okay, most casual boxing fans. Guy gets in there mid-range, shoots his shots, takes some, slips some, gives some. Me personally, I'm not a fan of brawling, but I can understand why the fans want to see a more mid-range fight, a closer fight. He can get that fight with Pitbull Cruz for sure. There's a difference between running and boxing. Me personally, I've never seen Teofimo Lopez run in the ring. If you thought Teofimo Lopez underperformed, or you felt like he should have knocked him out, or you just here to talk shit about him, or you don't like him, well, here's what I have to say about that for this particular fight. Sometimes in boxing, people who are not necessarily on a high level can have certain traits that cause them to not get knocked out. Some people have granite chins with good stamina, with good heart, and it's hard to knock them out. That doesn't mean that the champion who just fought them didn't have a good night. Some people are very difficult to knock out. If you're here to talk about his performance, well, just understand, in boxing, styles make fights, and some people, it's very difficult to knock out. Who knows? If they fight one more time, maybe Teofimo stops him in like the third round. He just didn't catch him with the right shot today. You can't knock everybody out. This is boxing. It's one of the hardest sports in the world. Now, after the fight, Teofimo Lopez talked about fighting Pitbull and Terrence Crawford. Now, me personally, I really want to see that Pitbull versus Teofimo Lopez fight at 140. That'd be great action. And as you can see, someone coming forward like that, Teofimo's going to fight him. Now, he stayed on the ropes too long for me. I think he would sit there with Pitbull Cruz. Now, I wouldn't recommend it. To me, that fight is a 50-50 fight, and Teofimo might just lose that fight. But the point that I'm trying to say is Teofimo's not scared to lose versus Pitbull Cruz. And he's not going to get in there and get on his bike. I can understand why the fans don't like to see that, but in my personal opinion, I'm fine with that. I don't look down on that. Do whatever it takes to win. Just don't get mad when the fans don't like it. Because Shakur Stevenson, you heard him what he said. He said, fuck the fans. He's going to do whatever it takes to win. That type of attitude is not going to push you towards people calling you a people's champ. But if you say fuck the fans, you're not going to be a people's champ. Teofimo Lopez, in my opinion, is a people's champ. I believe him when he says he wants to take on Crawford. He's not just talking shit. In my opinion, he would get demolished, but that's not the point. He's ready to fight. If I was one of his advisors, I would advise him not to do that. But like I said, he's a people's champ. If Teofimo Lopez gives us a fight just like this versus Pitbull Cruz, then you know for a fact he's the people's champion. Okay, because Pitbull Cruz he's on a whole different level than Steve Clagett, but they have a very similar style. And right now, I'm just speaking to his mentality, okay? I'm not talking about how likely he is to beat all of these champions. Let's look at some post-fight interview footage that he did with Fight Hub TV. Let's talk about it.
Do you still want that fight? Well, fuck yeah. I think this gives everybody a more opportunity to jump that gun. But let's see how they do once we start clacking them up. So,
Tio, it seems like...
See, he's like, maybe I can inspire people to fight more like this. Maybe I can inspire people to give more action-packed fights. You know what I'm saying?
When you were on your toes off the jab, you made the fight a little bit easier for yourself.
Yep.
Why did you decide to stay in the ropes? Is it just that fighting spirit you wanted to...
I like to try different things. It might not be always what I need to do. Maybe I just need to go and stick and move. You know what I mean? But hey, this is what I love to do. I'm 26.
See, he had an opportunity to just box to a victory. How many times I'm going to say it? This guy is not on Teofimo Lopez's level. But he stayed on the ropes sometimes and was touching the body, hitting them with them uppercuts, okay, and giving y'all action. He was giving y'all action. He didn't have to do that. Kind of the way Mayweather did Cotto. He was giving action when he didn't have to. And Cotto was a strong motherfucker. That was risky. This is risky for Teofimo Lopez, too. All these guys at the top, they're all risky fights. Everybody, don't matter how many losses Steve Clagett get. He's in the 1% of boxers in the entire world. He could have easily boxed to a victory, and he chose not to.
Fight Terrence Crawford and move up to 47.
Yeah.
You also mentioned that in your post-fight interview. Do you still...
Yes, I do.
You know, in the case... No. My question is, in the case you can't get a Crawford fight, is moving up to 47 still something you want to do, or you want to move up for the right fight?
Absolutely.
See, this question right here, if he's down to fight Crawford, he's down to fight anybody. Because Crawford is the man. Crawford is one of the most dangerous fighters in the world. Teofimo Lopez is down to fight Terrence Crawford. That is the most dangerous fight of his entire career. In my opinion, he would get washed. He's not afraid. Crawford ain't gonna get you paid like that. If you want to fight Crawford like that, that is strictly for legacy. Using his skills, he's countering, he's moving, he's boxing, but he's not running. He's not on his bike. That's what he's saying. He'll give you an action-packed fight. You'll see everything when you watch Teofimo Lopez fight. You'll see footwork. You'll see head movement. You'll see blocking. You'll see counterpunching. You'll see power shots. You'll see sharp shots. You'll see quick shots. You'll see feints. You'll see everything. But let me know what y'all think down below. I appreciate the love, the hate, and everything in between. It's Super C's. I'm out.